Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Mega Nando here, just Nando's totally fine. Merca, welcome in. How goes? Objection! Don't forget, objection doesn't work in the starting screen. We have to get over to the gaming screen. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get the game running. We're running a different game. It's been a minute since we've done anything Legend of Zelda, or even Ocarina of Time of all things.
Objection!
Perfect timing. There it is. This is the Hero of Law made by newer team. This is one of the newer Ocarina of Time mods that have come out. This one's a bit different than the last ones we did. Last one being Ultimate Trial, where it was more of a roguelike, which we should go back and revisit. I never got to finish it, so I do want to play that at some point again. Along with some other ones that we've played before. This is the newest one. We're going to be playing Hero of Law. This came out like 2 weeks ago or something. Basically, fusing together the elements from all the assets and everything, and some modded assets for Ocarina of Time, and moving everything over to Ace Attorney style gameplay. So I'm excited. Y'all know I love both series. I love Ace Attorney. And I absolutely love Legend of Zelda franchise. I need to catch up on the Ace Attorney series, but before we do that, let's check this out. I'm enjoying this music, by the way, which is available on newer teams' YouTube. And you can also download it from the website for the game, which I should have linked. I'll get the link later and I'll share with you all. And when I post this on the YouTubes, the link will be there. So, oh, this is so awesome. I need to know who did this, who did the music, because this is fan-fucking-tastic. I love it. Sage, welcome in. How you doing? Like, it definitely has the vibe of Ace Attorney. The first games. Yeah, just Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I didn't ping on Discord? Ah, damn. Thank you for letting me know. Let me ping real quick. Sorry, everyone. Look at that. You guys didn't even need a ping. Boom. Look at that. Thank you for letting me know, Sage. I appreciate it. Sage really went, interesting mod. Ah! Right, you be changing your plan for the day? Oh, yeah? What were you planning beforehand? Alright, let's go ahead and get into this. I could listen to this song all day, honestly. It's so good. Alright, let's go into this. And as usual, I'm using my Wii U adapter with the GameCube controller. I went ahead and bought finally, I don't know why I hadn't before. I went ahead and ordered a N64 controller to USB adapter, and I actually got myself like a little USB hub. So pretty nice. I did not read what those words said. It's so quiet. Do you think they forgot? Forget a royal visitation? No one could make such a blunder. No one could make such a blunder, princess. Well, I guess I should just go in then. Malon's dead. Not Malon. Talon. It's Talon. Talon's dead. Malon's not. She has the murder weapon, though. How dare she? Mario's dead. Can't believe I got Talon and Malon mixed up. That's so egregious. I can no longer say that I'm a Malon lover. I can't.
Your dark soul with lies.
All the years of my childhood, absolute lies. I've completely forgotten about her. March 17th, 9:37 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, we can even look at the court record. Hold on, I gotta check this out. Oh, that's so awesome. There's the attorney's badge. Proof that I stand in court as an attorney. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's Inigo. Inigo was the one or Inigo, was the one that did the murder and then probably knocked out Malin, and probably set her up, obviously. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why. I can't think words. Sorry. A lot of work today. B, welcome in. What is this? This is Hero of Law. This is a mod that just came out from Newer Team about 2 weeks ago, where it literally takes the Ocarina of Time assets and game and mods it to be a Ace Attorney type game, and the music's like a fusion of the two, which is fantastic. If y'all haven't actually taken the time to listen to the Ace Attorney soundtrack, it is phenomenal. Please check it out. It's got some really cool tunes in it, some really fun songs throughout the series, and god damn it, I need to play the I need to play Chronicles at some point. I did get it as a gift. Someone gifted it to me during Christmas time, so I need to play that at some point. There's just so much we have to catch up on, and here I am playing a whole new modded game. But welcome in, B. How you doing? Nothing much, but we'll be lurking so you can cook. Yes, please, go get food. Better show off that it's very important. Ganon the Prosecutor. That's a good question. I'm gonna assume it's Rauru, probably, but I'm not certain. You think that after so many years of doing this, I'd be used to the stress. So why am I shaking? Yeah, I guess it gets a lot worse when your friend's life's on the line. Come on, gotta look professional. She can't see you like this. Speaking of her, though, where is she anyway? Hey, you, over there. I'm gonna try to do my Phoenix voice. Huh, what is it, attorney? The trial isn't starting yet. But it will be soon, right? Would you happen to know why my client isn't here yet? I didn't get to speak much with her when she was arrested, so I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now. Well, you weren't the only one with the idea. I believe she's currently in the prosecutor's lobby. He wanted to talk to her as well. What? What is up with this guy? He bars me from the crime scene, blocks my detention center visits, and now this? Not to worry, she'll definitely be here before the trial. Great. That'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. But there's nothing I can do but wait. Sometime later. Okay, this is ridiculous. How much longer is he gonna keep her? Or can he keep her? Ah, see? There she is. No need to get all worked up. Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting? So much for looking professional. No. Don't worry. Everything's fine. This is Milan or Malin. Has there ever been a... Like, has anyone decided if there's a proper way to say her name? Because I've heard so many people say Milan, because I guess because Lon Lon Ranch. But I've always called her Malin. I don't know. Because I just think of Talon, and you just switch the M with the T for an M and make it Malin. She works for Bowser. Look at her emblem. No, that was just a little bit of a... That was just a little gag, a little Easter egg reference that they threw in the OG game. She's not. No, she's not murdered. No, stop attacking Mulan. Stop attacking Malin. Y'all are rude. You're wrong, and you're gonna look like fools when she's innocent. This is Malin. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castletown all those years ago, we've been great friends. Her heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father. If everything's fine, why do you look so worried? Well, how did the investigation go? Did you find anything? Yes, the investigation. I found tons of, groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. the prosecutor want from you anyway?
Well, it was mostly just threats. He kept explaining in detail what'll happen to me if I'm found guilty.
Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. He probably just did that so we wouldn't have as much time to talk.
You believe in me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never.
Well, of course, unlike Zelda, of course I believe you. No, we always say I believe you when we talk to Zelda in the courtyard. No, her name, Murder. Oh, that's her name is Murder? Alright. I see how it is, Sage. Listen, you always say her name in English because her name sums up. What is her name in Dutch? What? What's her name in Dutch? I've never seen the Dutch version of her name. What is it? Although, I'll be honest, things aren't looking very good right now. What's that you got there?
Oh, this is just a pictograph of Father I carry around. I just can't believe he's gone.
I wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm not very good at handling emotional clients. Hey, you know, that pictograph could be really useful for the trial.
Oh, how so?
Well, you look so happy together.
I can present it to show that you two had a great relationship. You really think so? Well, here you go then.
Malin's pictograph added to the court record. At least I'll be walking in there with something other than my badge. But wait, we shouldn't just be idly chatting. Anyway, there's not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you tell me exactly what actually happened? I don't stand much chance if I don't know your version of the story.
I understand. Unfortunately,
The trial is starting! Defendant, attorney, please enter the courtroom at once.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that stuff about having no chance.
Alright, everything will be fine. The prosecutor's been playing me for a fool since this began, but sooner or later, his arrogance will be his undoing. Let's head inside. It's the same, but the pronunciation is really funny. Is there a way for you to, like, type it out to sound out? My name is Link. I've been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. I've won my fair share of cases, and lost some too. But this one is personal. This is the timeline in the Zelda branch where Hyrule Historia doesn't show you, where instead of the events of Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess happening, Link went to be a defense attorney instead. So, that, just so you're aware. Yeah, totally. If the judge ain't king of Hyrule, you'd be disappointed. It's either going to be... Well, there's not a model for the king in Ocarina of Time, I don't believe. Unless someone found something that I'm not aware of. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Rauru. I feel like that's who it's got to be. Couldn't because the English is different. That's totally fair. Yeah, that makes sense. It's Dutch. Going from Dutch to English, yeah. Yeah, then that makes sense. There's so much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malin's life, I've got to find out who did this to Talon. Talon, he was always so kind. He didn't deserve this. I need to do him justice. I can't lose this. Oh, fucking damn it. Ganondorf is the fucking... is Edgeworth. Not even Edgeworth. Maybe he is Edgeworth, but I don't think he'd be Edgeworth. Why can't I think of his name? The first judge you go against. And he shows up in other games, too. But either way, of course he's the fucking prosecutor. You know what? He's Von Karma at this point. But yeah, it's Rauru as the judge. Okay, the music. Glue Factory. No! Enough with the Glue Factory. I know nothing about that horse racing game. Anime horse girl racing game. But I know that's been like the big meme lately. Is, well, your campaign's done. Time for the Glue Factory. And it just makes me sad. I don't want that. That's why I don't play the game. I don't support the Glue Factory. Court is now in session for the trial of Milan of Lon Lon Ranch.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I sincerely doubt that.
Oh my god, they call him Dragmire. Ganondorf Dragmire. God damn it.
What were they thinking? Pitting me against some pathetic kid.
Also, I love the model on Link with the suit. Ooh, that smirk looking clean.
Still your tongue. You bring shame upon the fine color of your hair, vile woman.
Excuse me? Jesus Christ, Ganondorf. It's 2025. You can't talk like that to her. You can't talk to anyone like that.
Before long, the world shall know the horrible deeds you committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin? No. This court is no place to be exchanging insults. Since the prosecution seems ready as well, let's hear their opening statement.
I'm gonna try to do the judge's voice from Ace Attorney. That one gets me sometimes though. After a good bit. Hopefully we won't have too many lines.
The opening statement shall always also be the closing one. The girl did it. It's obvious. She killed her own father in cold blood. Also, she could have the ranch to herself.
Objection! Real question, who replaced Gum? Gum? What do you mean replaced Gum? Oh, Gumshoes? Oh, that's a good question. If there's a Gumshoes character, who would it be? Who would be Gumshoes if it's one of the characters in... I don't know, you think it'd be Darunia? The Goron? I feel like it's gotta be Darunia. If they were gonna put anyone as Gumshoes, it'd be perfect. The way he acts. How lovable he is.
Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you? You greedy little rat.
Jesus. Yeah, I think she is trying to say that she has Gerudo blood and that's why she has red hair. Which, honestly, that's a fan theory. That is a big fan theory for Ocarina of Time, is that... Because you don't see a whole lot of other... Well, that's not true. Andrew as well. There's theory. There was a theory out there that... it's like a very vague theory. I don't think anything substantial ever came out of it, but it was like a joke that that Talon had a child with a Gerudo female. That's how Malon was born. Who knows? Objection. The tree. What about the tree? What, the Deku tree is Gumshoes? Imagine. Imagine.
I saw it.
How?
I was there.
How? Your Honor, you can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this. I can't, thinking about all the who it could be. And also his freaking suit. It's perfect. I love it. There it is. Objection.
Ha! She committed murder, kid. She deserves every bit of scorn she gets.
I could see, I don't know, Gumshoe as Impa? I don't know if that'll work. Impa be like Francesca Von Karma.
I do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss. Bah. I assure you, old man, you'll change your opinion once you see all the damning evidence.
Who is this guy? How can he speak to the judge like that? Ganondorf Dragmire. Looks like I've been lucky to avoid meeting this man until now. Stories I've heard about him must be true. A boorish barbarian of a man hailing from the Gerudo province. Apparently he prides himself on the nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades, all while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. I love the expressions they put into this for him. It's so perfect. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the King of Evil. Oh, they did it! They did it! They did the sweat too! Oh, this is beautiful. This is perfect. I'm in love with this mod already. It is two of my favorite franchises together. Holy shit. This video is getting edited first once I get
once I start my backlog of videos again. This is getting edited for sure first.
Definitely has that look. At the very least, who wears full armor to court?
Very well. Please present your case to the court. You don't seem to like me talking, so I'll just let the detective present the basics. Bring Impa the Sheikah Force to the stand. Oh my god, it's Impa. It is Impa. Impa's gumshoes.
Well, here we go. The first battle. I know Impa. She's quite a competent detective. Which worries me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once.
Good job, B, on calling it. Yeah, Impa makes sense, but less dumb. If they make her less goofy, I would prefer to say less goofy. Or, you know what, it would make it even better because of how serious Impa is. If she gets to just act like gumshoes, that's even better. Alright, state your name and whatever it is you pretend to do.
You never change, do you, prosecutor?
Any possible change would be for the worst. Now, stop wasting time. Name an occupation.
Oh, man. Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force, Homicide Division.
True, for now at least. Well, what are you waiting for? Start talking. You were the one assigned to this case, so you know all about it. What calamity has befallen our fair kingdom?
Still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement? I suppose I can do the prosecutor's job for him this time, for the sake of an unbiased look.
Also, holy hell, what is she wearing? That's an awesome outfit, though. Question is who they got, Maya and Mia Fey, if it goes that far. I don't know how far it goes, but I know I think I saw someone saying there's more than one case, but I'm not certain. At least everyone was talking about first case, so I don't know if it's just the first case out right now. Hopefully there's more, but if they like update it over time, adding more cases and stuff, I would not be sad. I would absolutely fucking love that. Please, go ahead, detective.
The incident happened early yesterday morning on Lon Lon Ranch, a local supplier of goods located just south of Castletown. The current owner of the homestead, Talon, was found dead in his ranch house.
A tragic loss for our kingdom for sure. I've seen the man around Castletown a number of times delivering goods. God, this is so good, the music! Oh my god, Larry better be Tingle. It's just so funny, because I mean, I think Larry is just supposed to be Malin, but obviously not the same. So I guess it's kind of like Impa. Impa's just another version of Gumshoes, but just as Impa.
Quite the owner of a rather important figure in the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene of the murder by the Royal Guard, who were there on official business.
Official business? What kind?
As I understand, the ranch provides the kingdom with vital services to ensure it is operating as it should. And as a gesture of appreciation, the crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year.
Are you talking about Inigo? B? 'Cause that's who I was saying. It's very likely just gonna be. I see. A scheduled annual visit. Continue, detective.
When the Sheikah Force arrived, they found the victim bleeding out on the floor. Next to him lay his daughter, Malin, breathing, but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her, as she was deemed the only possible culprit. That about covers the gist of what happened.
Very nice and succinct. Keep that up and perhaps you will keep your job.
I don't think the good detective here has to worry much about that, given she is the head of the department. Which reminds me, why is the head of the detectives herself on a case like this? Were the other detectives unavailable?
Ah, that'd be because I have been assigned to this case by order of the King of Hyrule himself.
The king himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it?
You are correct, Your Honor. I'm not usually involved in field work like this. This time, however, the king felt it necessary because of who is involved.
Who is involved? Is the death of a ranch worker really such a concern for the king?
Well, as I said, Lon Lon Ranch is a very important supplier of goods, to be sure. But that is not who I meant. I imagine the king wanted the top investigators on the job because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene.
That's a good use of this. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. 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 Ba-da-ba-da-bum.
Order! I will have order! The criminal princess Zelda.
Or the criminal princess? The royal princess Zelda. the well-known criminal princess Zelda, who's committed so many criminy crimes. Oh my goodness. She caught it. It must have been Zelda. The royal princess Zelda witnessed the crime. And there you have it. This case rides on the princess's own words. To doubt it would be to doubt your own royalty.
Oh, this is bad. I can't really object to that.
Very well. If the princess is testifying today, it's better we don't make her needlessly wait. Detective, please testify about exactly why the defendant was arrested.
Witness testimony. The reasons for arrest.
It is with regret that I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards this girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside of the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch: the victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime.
Oh, really? That's convenient.
The defendant was found unconscious in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what was used to kill the victim. She seems like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate.
Zelda was well known for you. No, Merca. In the Battle of Gerudo Valley. What the fuck? The one thing about Ace Attorney that will always confuse you is the perspective and the layout of the courtroom. You always thought the witness was under the judge and not in front. And when it shows the client, it's from Phoenix's perspective. So you're brain dead. It's all over the place. It depends on the court. Because I've seen courts where it's, you know, especially in like movies and stuff, that's really how it's described for you. The way you described it. But like, and a lot of courts actually are like that. But there's a lot of courts where there is the stand right there. And then, like, I've never seen it really on the sides like that, but I have seen it where, like, where Impa is, that's just where the defendant and their attorney would be, or even the prosecutor as well. They would all be lined up in, like, one row on the same side, basically, is how it would be as well. It just depends on the region, depends on the courts and everything. I don't know what the Japanese courts look like, so I don't know if that's what Ace Attorney might be loosely based off of, or even based off, or maybe they just made their own layout that they thought would be cool. I've got no idea, to be fair and honest. As much as I've looked into things for Ace Attorney, that's something I've never really thought of or looked into. I need to look into that. She was holding a weapon, like the one you're holding, but right, she's just bringing out her knife. I like thought about, like, can she bring that out? I guess she's a detective, so she can, maybe to some limit. I don't know what kind of
license or registration she needs to have for that, or she's okay and permitted by the king to unsheath it whenever, but Jesus. Your Honor, I would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report, performed by the Crown's top coroner. Autopsy report added to the court record. Here's what we determined to be the murder weapon, which we took from the defendant's hands.
The saw was added to the court record.
To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. Naturally, we searched everyone and thoroughly examined the ranch and its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found, but to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see whether anything was missing. The list matches the items we found on the ranch exactly, and nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it.
Ranch inventory added to the court record. That does sound quite compelling. This must have been a truly terrifying scene. Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. This only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness.
Ugh. At this rate, they're going to paint Malin as some heartless monster. There's one more thing I feel I should mention, for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, a courier showed up to take some milk shipments.
Of course, business must go on. Is this really necessary to enter into evidence, though?
Yeah. The person that had the alibi could have, or whoever the actual killer was, could have stashed it away in the shipments or something.
The shipments, yeah, exactly. See? The shipments did end up leaving the ranch, so I feel it bears mentioning. Were the contents checked before you let them go? Naturally. Who do you take us for? Alright, well. Even though the worker handling the shipments did get quite worked up about it, we cracked all the boxes open to check what was inside. In the end, it did only turn out to be milk bottles, so we let them through.
Very well. Thank you for your thoroughness, Detective.
Milk shipments added to... I was about to say ship milkments.
Ship milkments added to the court record.
So, what happens now?
Well, this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination.
Ah, great. How does that work?
Huh?
Could you explain what you're going to be doing?
Can't hurt to go over this again.
Sure, why not? The witness will repeat her testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through the individual statements by pressing A and B, or with the D-pad or control stick. They'll just repeat it as many times as you want? That's right. I have to consider every little detail. Can't miss a thing. If I want more information about something, I can press L or Z to make the statement. To press the statement and ask the witness a question. Grill them for info. Yep, since the witness has to come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most importantly though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record. The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right? Yes! I can open it as many times if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradicting item, I'll press the up C button to raise an objection and present my doubts to the court. Oh, and I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well. Profiles? The court record contains a list of all the people involved too. I can switch between evidence and profiles with R. If I need to review what's been said recently, I can also press start to see a history of messages. I see. That makes sense.
Is the defense done whispering?
Sorry. If he's so upset about it, why doesn't he just press the right cease button to skip ahead.
He did the point. He did the point. The witness is ready to cross-examine the
The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness. I can't read tonight. Malin's facial expressions are great. I absolutely love it.
Illegal milk. Kill the courier.
Get the feeling Impa, instead of being stupid, is just rash and a little lazy. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Because they said they checked the milk bottles. But did they really check the whole box and all the containment? To see what was all in there? And to see if there was anything else in their shipment? Welcome backstage. Richard Cook. Kill the courier. Ring-a-ding. God damn it.
Bah. What a waste of time. I sincerely hope you're not implying that standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmire. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please bring the cross-examination. Or begin, excuse me. I get those two words confused all the time. Bring and begin. They so start with
I absolutely love that. It is with regret. I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit. We determined that there we go. That's the one I want to press on. Who's the worker that had an alibi? 3 people, you say? I guess that would have been Mr. Ingo. I kept calling him Inigo. I don't know why. Because I'm thinking of Indigo Goes, and so I'm just skipping. His name's just Ingo, or is it Inigo? Inigo? Inigo in Majora's Mask? I can't remember. I call it my favorite Zelda game, and I can't even remember.
Let me stop
my voice for a second. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm just dying tonight.
Let me stop you before you start getting too excited.
Mac and cheese? Oh, that sounds so good, Sage. Mac and cheese is always just... you could just eat I could just eat mac and cheese, and that's all I need. I don't need anything with it. That's a lie. I gotta make, like, some chicken. If I can make, like, some hot chicken and some bacon and just crumble that all up there...
Let me stop. Dies.
Honestly. I'm trying not to die again. I was about to cough up again.
If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned an alibi.
Indeed. We're pretty certain that the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. Well, what is this alibi then? You might remember that I brought up that some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker Ingo was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing the shipments after that. Is that so? Surely he couldn't gotten away from that one really quick little murder? I don't know if that was a question or not, or if that was a statement. I don't know why I read it like that. What did exactly say? Is that so? Surely he could have gotten... could have gotten away from that for one really quick little murder.
Objection! Bah. This wouldn't be a quick little murder, as you so crudely put it. He'd have to have taken steps to hide his involvement, too. There was definitely not enough time for that.
Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing a shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean all the bottles, pour the milk out into them, arrange them all into crates, and finally load it up into a wagon. Usually I had to do it together with Father to finish before the courier arrived. She had to do that with her father, but you're telling me Ingo could do that all by himself? The shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were all fully loaded with filled milk bottles. So this Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people all on his own. Isn't that a bit odd?
Odd or not, he evidently did just that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to his job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient.
This whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor.
So how was she unconscious?
Malin fainted? Correct. We couldn't get her to wake for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy so she could be questioned. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh?
Ha! Probably just pretending. Trying to make it look like she had merely found the body.
In any event. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what was used to kill the victim.
Are you certain about that? What kind of wounds did he have on him?
And how can you be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report.
Deep, irregular wound made with a sharp metal object.
Alright, let's check out the autopsy report. Deep, irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Victim died from loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. Supposed murder weapon found in Malin's hands, clean of blood. What else do they have there? Sorry. Didn't have time to mute. Had to let out that cough. Had 4 rakes, 4 garden hose, 8 buckets, 2 hammers, 6 knives, 1 wood saw, 8 saddles, 28 horseshoes, 3 axes, 2 brooms. We got scythes, shovels, flails, trowels, post pounders, drag harrows, water hoses, wheelbarrows, horse carts, towing harnesses, cow nose rings. Lovely. Some orders of milk that left the ranch a little while after the crime. Let me show them my attorney badge.
The saw was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. And as I've already mentioned, we've also looked closely at all the other sharp objects and sharp things on the ranch. None had recent blood on them.
That still doesn't necessarily mean the saw was the murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hit the real one.
Oh yeah? Prove it then! Show us the real murder weapon.
Well, I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw.
So, you have nothing. What a waste of time.
She seems like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. Do you see anything wrong yet?
Well, usually it's difficult to find anything wrong with the basic facts of the case. That said, I do think I saw one small thing.
Really? That's great.
It sure is, because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here. Hold it! What makes you think she's the culprit?
She's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen.
Right, sorry.
Indeed, as I was saying.
So that one doesn't do anything. Ranch house. Oh yeah, how do we know that it actually took place inside the ranch house? And just how did you do that?
It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked at some other location, we'd expect a trail of it leading to the scene.
Couldn't the killer have just cleaned it all up?
Certainly not. The path to the ranch house at Lone Lawn Ranch is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood off the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort.
Bah, there wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway.
Likely true. Right. Sounds like the location of the crime scene is pretty firm, but I'm not giving up yet.
The defendant was found unconscious. Holding weapon, without a doubt. That's what was used to kill the victim.
She sure is. We've known each other for years.
Yet she murdered her father in cold blood. How curious. Perhaps you're just bad judges of character. Both of you.
No way. Just give me some time. I'm going to prove it.
I love this. So hopeful. So perfect. Just like Phoenix.
You see anything wrong yet?
Alright, I'm trying to think. One small thing. Alright. Gotta find it. Where is it? Check there. Pressed on that. We pressed on everything at this point, right? No penalties for it right now, so. The defendant was unconscious in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Alright, it was March 15th. No time, though, on when that happened, because the murder happened at 8 a.m. or around 8 a.m. The saw is spick and span, spotless. That's the thing that's buggy. You think that's it? Well, it's clean of blood now. Oh, yeah. Why is it clean of blood? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, why would they wipe off the blood from it? I forget if you would or wouldn't. I don't remember if that happened in Ace Attorney when you find the blood or the knife in the, what are the later cases in the first game? Actually, a couple of games where there's a weapon. I don't remember if they clean the... Do they clean the weapon? Or the... Yeah, that's tampering evidence, right? Yeah, hold on. Let's present this. Huh. Seems like a fairly large oversight. I just want to make sure of something. The state the saw is currently in is how you found it at the crime scene. That's correct. Oh, I didn't even think about that's what the condition it found it in. I thought it was bloody too. And when I read it the first time, clean of blood made me think it was like covered in blood, like it was cleaned but full of blood. But no, that makes more sense. Like the blood was clean from it makes... Okay. Thank you, B, because I was going to say, I'm not thinking of it over here. Yeah, that means something else. Or can mean, yeah, it can mean another term. But I knew what you meant by spick and span, which means just very clean. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out, how deep his wound was. Why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon?
Ha! Is that all you have?
Huh?
Naturally, the prosecution has an explanation for why the saw is clean. Behold, the cloth was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it is stained with blood. The defendant... The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement.
Objection!
Objection!
If Milan was trying to... Now I'm saying Milan. I'm so flustered from the stream. If Malin was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene?
Bah. Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene.
Yeah.
Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now.
I forgot to do the right voice too. Yeah, why would you just hold a bloody cloth in your pocket? Why would she do that? Why would she just randomly be like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold the bloody cloth in my pocket?
The court accepts the bloodied cloth into evidence.
Bloody cloth added to the court record.
So, what's the story with this cloth?
Oh, no, that was Link asking, wasn't it? So what's the story with this bloody cloth?
Well, I was doing a final check around the ranch. I noticed that part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure when that happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets a bit too rowdy, you know?
Right.
Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingo about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then the saw slipped and I cut my hand open.
Oh, goddesses, are you okay?
Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot, though.
It wasn't that bad. I did bleed a lot, though. Oh my god. Malin, please protect. We must protect. Malin, this baby we must protect. Though,
so I used the cloth to quickly bandage the wound. I was actually going into the ranch house to ask Father to help me with the fence.
Ha! A likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course. The Sheikah Force had to use a fairy on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. I do have to give her some credit. She is one cunning woman. She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound on her hand. Ho ho! Why yes, fairies are wonderful. Just the other day I slammed my hand with the gavel and took the paint off immediately.
This is exactly how the judge in his attorney talks. He just will randomly go on an old, tale of, back in my day. But not to that degree. Wasn't that bad. Almost died. 'Tis but a scratch.
Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things.
But dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood is on the cloth.
I do believe this matter has been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness.
Uh-oh. Is that all I can get out of her?
You served your purpose, Sheikah. Be gone.
Fine. But you had best treat Her Highness with respect, or I'll see to it that you spend the night in the dungeons.
Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me.
Is that so? Then perhaps we should fill the dungeons with lit candles for the occasion.
They're glaring daggers at each other. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble. Fight, fight, fight. Kiss, kiss, kiss. True, the judge is just always a goof.
Order! Order! Well, first, I'd like an order of water because my throat's getting very itchy, but I'm sure we'll treat the princess with utmost respect. You may step down, detective. Back in my days, you had to catch fairies with the net, not a bottle. You would put them in the bottle, but you had to catch it in the net. This case has already made me weary with all the pointless jabber. The time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness Princess Zelda of Hyrule to the stand.
Oh my god, is she? She straight up looks. Got her looking like Maya.
Is something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden?
Your Highness, I believe we're just a bit uncertain on how to proceed.
Link Spike is fucked. Mine too. I love this rendition of Zelda's Lullaby. Oh, that was fun. Transition to the do 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 do. Except it went do 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 do. That was a lot of fun. Oh my god, scene!
It is quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls. Bah! In the face of the law, the princess is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation now.
It was on the ready.
The prosecution will behave. Will not have any derogatory statements directed at the princess.
Derogatory? I simply wish to not waste any more time. We must employ proper procedure.
Oh, man. It's all right, Detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we're all equals. On the stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment.
Is this supposed to be like Teenage Zelda? I love it. It's adorable.
Very admirable, Your Highness. You can all rest easy knowing that Hyrule is destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, indeed. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image.
You flatter me, prosecutor. Now then, I believe that I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current princess of Hyrule and heir apparent to the throne.
Marvelous, Your Highness. Before we begin, I would just like to know, why were you at Lon Lon Ranch to witness this terrible incident?
It's simple, really. Lon Lon Ranch is Hyrule Castletown's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses. Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the steeds.
Wow, I didn't know your horses were used by the royal guard.
Yup. We work hard every year to make sure they're in the best possible condition. Father loved to boast about it to the other ranch owners.
What? My words are slipping.
Hello, criminal Zelda. No underlying meanings there.
Yeah, it is her Between Worlds form. Yeah, between worlds / kind of Smash Ultimate look.
Huh, knowing talent, I'm sure he did.
Almost forgot it was Link speaking for a moment.
How unfortunate that the ranch may no longer need the crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust.
We are looking for one. Naturally, those standards are quite high.
Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident.
Very well.
Oops, I skipped that.
Witness testimony. The scene behind the door.
I arrived at Lon Lon Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal on top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. I was overcome with fear and I screamed. I'll never forget what I saw that day.
Uh-oh, she's lying.
I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence.
Uh-oh, Zelda's lying.
What?
Oh my. You saw the very moment the victim was killed? Even Ganondorf's like, hold on. I didn't know about that. Doing the Edgeworth worried face right there. There you go. Decisive testimony. As there's no need to doubt the princess's statement, I call for the judge to make a ruling right away.
Objection! Hey, now, hold on. I didn't get to cross-examine the witness yet.
Objection! You haven't, fool, because there is no need. Did you not hear one word of what I said?
Objection! Did you just say we should follow all the procedures and trust the princess like any other witness? This is the defense's right.
You complete. I believe the defense has a point. They do have every right to perform a cross-examination, no matter who is testifying.
What do you mean lying? She saw when it happened? I don't think she saw when it happened. And we even saw the cutscene. Or, B, you weren't here, so you didn't see it. In the cutscene, you could see that Milan was already passed out. Malon was knocked the fuck out, fainted already. And that was also what was presented with Impa, is that Malon was found already unconscious. With weapon in hand, and I guess the bloody cloth in hand. And Talon already dead. And also, she said she showed up a little after 8 a.m. The murder happened shortly before 8 a.m., so she couldn't have seen it at all. So we're good there. All right, I was quite looking forward to this part myself. I've only ever read about court proceedings in the Royal Library. Ganondorf thought he could use that to his advantage. He's like, oh, you saw it, huh? I didn't know about that. And then was like, oh, I think I can use this to my advantage. That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations towards the princess. Is that clear?
Naturally, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? This isn't going to end well. What's gotten into the prosecutor? That seemed like a rather intense outburst. Well, I do have a guess. Oh? Because of the princess's status, it's possible that Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean that this testimony is a surprise even to him. And also, real quick.
Excuse me, I had to blow my nose.
This could be my chance.
Before we begin, there's just one thing.
I keep getting Ganondorf and the judge voices mixed for some reason.
Before we begin, there's just one thing that caught my attention. I believe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the crime scene. That would be this, I presume.
Why, yes, that is exactly it.
What is that?
Oh, this is the bottle of perfume that father intended to gift to Her Highness that when she arrived. He quickly rode out to town to get it at the last moment. We didn't know that princess was coming instead of the king until only 2 hours before the visitation. Oh, how thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so.
As fascinating as all this is, the prosecution doesn't believe it's relevant to the case.
Oh, fuck that. It's good to have, yeah, exactly, good to have a full fucking picture of the crime scene.
The defense requests the bottle be accepted into evidence.
Ugh. Desperate to latch onto every little thing, are you? Whatever. You can add it to the evidence if it'll make you happy. No skin off my teeth.
In that case, the court accepts this bottle into evidence.
Zelda's lullaby. Alibi. Had to try and send that 3 times. That's fair.
Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination.
All right. Scene behind the door. After 8 a.m. Hold it! These guards were here with Her Highness. Why were they not called as witnesses?
We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently, they didn't get to see anything relevant.
I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed inside the Sheikah fort until the Sheikah force arrived. I've read that preserving the scene is vital.
Quite correct.
I'm sure the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order.
Please proceed, witness.
Alright, no, we're gonna go back to that and we're gonna press with this evidence showing that loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. Objection! Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the facts.
How dare you question the princess?
You asshole.
You will let the defense speak, prosecutor.
I think I see why he so desperately wanted to prevent this cross-examination now. Your Highness, you stated that you arrived at the ranch shortly after 8 a.m., correct?
Yes, the visit was scheduled for 8:30 exactly, but we were quite a bit early.
I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. As stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. You couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived, because the victim was already dead by then.
Order! Order!
Yes, you've really caught her in a lie.
Your Highness, what is the meaning of this? While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will nonetheless not tolerate lies in my court.
I have not lied, I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened.
Oh, Zelda, you can't do that. You sweet summer child, you cannot be lying like that.
I guess I only thought I did.
Can't. Just whoopsie. If it were anyone else, she would have been I don't know what, held in contempt of court. I don't know what happens if you lie in court like that. You get caught. Her criminal background do be influencing her stories. I told y'all, she's criminal. She's the criminal princess. I called it. Princess, this is a matter of life and death.
I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. The body's on the floor, the pool of blood. You have to believe me.
Perhaps it'll be best if Her Highness revises her testimony.
That's not good. There's still not enough doubt to overturn this testimony. I'll have to find something else, sir. This case will be over. Are we gonna get a Zelda break? Oh my god, that'd be great. Get a breakdown on Zelda. She starts... just throws her tiara at Link's face.
I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit.
Get the Angie face, Zelda.
Did not see the actual moment of the attack, but it had to have happened shortly before I went to that ranch house.
Headshot. Yeah, right? Yeah, this, but even angrier.
Miss Mellon and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit.
I see. You only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there are no issues in your testimony this time. Defense, it's time for your cross-examination.
Naturally, Your Honor. Dragmeyer still looks pretty angry. I bet he didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to pop up. If I could just find another one like that, the princess's testimony could become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge.
Here we go. What I actually saw...
I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. I did not see the actual moment of the attack. But it had to have happened shortly before I went into the ranch house. Miss Mallet and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit.
What else can I do or present?
Man, what could it be?
Alright, so what did you actually see?
In that case, it can't be conclusively proven that the defendant did it.
Defense, did you just exhaust your singular brain cell on that last contradiction you found? God damn. There's a Death Mountain's worth of evidence pointing to the defendant. Just because someone saw the actual moment of the crime doesn't mean anyone else could have done it. Oh man.
I think you're making a death mountain out of a death molehill.
First one. Yeah, we're gonna press on all of them anyway. Because we don't have any points to lose.
Why did you do that, Your Highness? There's a life on the line here. I really am sorry. I suppose I got a bit too excited about being a witness in an actual murder trial. Really now. Most people hate testifying. Yes, well, the life of a princess is rather boring, you know? This is quite the break from the routine for me. Should just goddamn, Link over here being savage too. Should just get a hobby then.
Why did it have to happen before you arrived?
How can you be so sure of that, princess? Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded into his body.
What? Oh!
She's lying again! It is obvious what that means, is it not? The killer did not even have enough time to hide the weapon? Yes, I might not have seen the murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so.
Oh my! This seems like a very important detail. I think it would be advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony.
Certainly, Your Honor. Interesting. Dragmeyer certainly doesn't look very happy about this development, does he? Thinking about it, I might just know why.
Because it was supposed to be in the witness's or the defendant's hand. Court record. Court record.
Objection! I believe I found another reason to doubt the witness's words. It seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There's a bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has argued before that it was used to wipe the saw clean. If the princess saw the saw lodged into Talon's body, and the crime scene was left intact, then it couldn't have been wiped. Well, Prosecutor Dragmeyer, care to explain?
This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw?
I
Well, maybe the princess decided to pull the saw out of a valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim.
And then wipe the blade clean?
That would be almost like framing the defendant.
Of course I did no such thing. I made sure the crime scene stayed intact. I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well.
Zelda.
You idiotic girl. Do you even realize what you've done through your bumbling?
I'm sorry. I was just so excited to stand as a witness in court just this once. Whenever I tried telling my father about anything, he always seemed so disinterested. Just this once I wanted to feel listened to. The defendant, it is clear that she did it. I just wanted to play a larger part in her capture. I'm sorry for the trouble I have caused you all.
Your Highness, the court is no place for silly games. As it stands, I'm afraid we will have to strike your statements from the court record completely.
Yes! I did it! The prosecution lost their key witness. No, please wait. I have more to say. I was wrong about the crime scene, but I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards.
Bah! Why would we care about that? It's best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy.
Even if you're not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found.
What?
Huh?
Evidence?
Of course. While the Sheikah force investigated inside the ranch house, I looked around the rest of the ranch on my own.
Sheikah? Did you know about this?
Just, Of course I did. You did? She didn't even. God damn it.
I'll have your head for this. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this, detective?
What? Oh, God damn it. What is the, no, shit.
Why have you withheld this from the court?
It's quite simple. The princess specifically requested to present her finding on her own.
What? And you agree to this? This court is not some playground where children decide when evidence should be presented just because they have a crown.
He's being rude about it, but I can't help but agree with Dragmeyer on this one. That's crazy. Yeah, she's not very good at truth-telling. It's a skill she's not very great with. Also, I don't really buy this story. There's no way Impa would have allowed this. Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with the request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it would be at all important to the case. Thus, I let the princess have her fun.
This is highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Prosecutor? Bah. Naturally, I object to this nonsense. If the detective thinks it's irrelevant, then this is probably just a waste of time. All the evidence points to the defendant. It's still clear she did it, even without a witness at the scene. I see. Defense?
What do we do? If we object to presenting the evidence, then Dragmeyer loses his key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for our case, too. So, we should agree with the prosecution? Oh, yeah, I love that face she does. on the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. This could be our only lead left.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely you won't throw all the progress you've made thus far.
What do I do?
We're requesting it.
I really hope this is the right choice. The defense requests that the evidence be presented.
What?
While I agree that the situation is irregular, we should still examine all evidence available. It would be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without even seeing what it is.
I do believe you have a point, defense. However, I must warn you, in order to admit this piece of evidence to the court record, the princess's statement that she found it must be admitted as testimony, along with everything else she might say.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm well aware. The defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance. They did the behind the head thing. God damn it.
I swear that's like one, aside from like early anime, with like hands behind the head kind of deal, which I still kind of do from time to time. Like I feel like that's like the biggest reason playing Ace Attorney way back in the day was the reason I do like the little head scratch behind my head. It's just always been a thing. Like it's just instinctively now I do that when I'm like very embarrassed about something. All right, of all the idiotic foolish order. Very well then, Your Highness. Please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation.
Thank you. I will not let you down this time. The princess should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. I just hope this new evidence is damaging to our case.
I'm gonna call it. Zelda killed Talon, and jealousy of Talon spending so much time with his daughter, she can't. Oh my god, if you're right on that, it's gonna be crazy.
I wish to express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the earlier testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant passed out in front of the victim, who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from. I followed the scent and found a burned out fire nearby, and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil.
Honestly, B, I think you're right. Because it could very... I had a thought in my head, the back of my head, but I was like, nah, it couldn't be Zelda. That'd be funny. This is like before the court even started. I was like, it'd be funny if they made it Zelda as the actual murderer. Which makes sense, because when Zelda saw the scene, she told their guards to stay outside and stand watch, and didn't let anyone in. Crazy. And then while they're investigating, she left. She left to go hide or clean the evidence somewhere. The actual murder weapon. I don't think it's the saw still. So we'll see. We'll see.
I followed the scent and found a burned out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil.
Okay, no, wait. This might be whoever this actually was.
I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective.
Uh-huh. So it's either that or it really is just going to be Ingo, and Ingo had some kind of setup going on.
And here it is, the oil bottle I found. Is something wrong? Oh no. This might actually be completely irrelevant.
Yes, well, of course there is, foolish girl. That has nothing to do with anything. You're great finding some random fire on a ranch? Please. What next? Are you going to declare every rake on the premises suspicious?
Well,
The prosecution will calm down.
This is bad. Your Honor? Despite the fact that this evidence might not seem to add anything at the moment, the defense still asserts its right to a cross-examination. Some straws have been grasped.
Objection! Why must you insist on this charade? Defense? The princess has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. You haven't been able to find any contradictions in her statements.
I believe there may be a way to tie the princess's new evidence into the case.
Ridiculous. Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense does have a right to a cross-examination.
Yeah, I don't think she did it at this point. I think it's gonna end up being something else now that we've mentioned the fire on the ranch. What the heck was Ingo doing? We just still don't know what he was doing. What was his alibi?
The court admits the bottle into evidence. Oil bottle added to the court record.
I just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense. For both your own sake and your clients. It's more shoe. More shoe showed up. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it, princess? It's yours. For the right price.
We should be good now. Let me reset your tabs. If you don't see me back already, you may need to refresh tabs. You can't hear me, so I don't know why I'm telling you. I can't see. Thankfully, I caught chat right before I got too far. Last thing I said was, it's yours. Thank you for the placement, Sage. All right, yeah, that's a good little bit back, because we were talking about the, here we go. Yeah, lamp oil, rope bombs. I made that stupid joke. All right, so we should be back. What did we miss? All right, we were doing the cross-examination, is all it is so far. So Zelda saying, I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah force arrived. I pressed on that. Anything happened during that time? No, that I recall. The guards did occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over by the Hell Might stance. And then Dragmire saying, while commendable in theory, staying in the same room as a dangerous, killer isn't very wise. And she, and even the judge was like, sweet Hylia above. And Zelda was like, that didn't pop up in my mind. Dragmire's like, of course not, you stupid silly girl. You didn't think of it. But the guards would have kept me safe. They were close by. And then Dragmire is like, that's so cute that you think the royal guard. You got so much faith in a royal guard. And Zelda just goes, yes, of course I do. Okay. And that's pretty much all you missed. No. Streaming me, not the... Nah, it was just OBS died. I gotta figure out what's going on with OBS because it's dying again. I might need to just roll back to an old build. Who knows? We'll see. But I gotta do some testing because it's done that. This is the second time since... Because it got fixed after the first time where it was happening a lot. I got rid of the droid cam and that fixed it for a while, but I don't know, it somehow brought itself back in. I gotta double check, but I gotta check if there's anything else, any other things in here that might have caused it in my OBS. We'll see though. I'll test it later. All right. So yes, of course I do. In regards to you really trust our royal guards. Okay. In any case, I'm gonna do that voice. It's a lot easier to do for Zelda. I like that voice more. I don't know. Which voice should I do for Zelda? Should I do that one or the one I was doing before? I'm just gonna be like, once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from. I followed the scent and found a burned out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. I don't like that voice now. So you weren't giving us the stream. No, it's not yours unless you have enough rupees. A fire, huh? Now, let me remind you, Defense, that there's any number of reasons why a fire could have been there. You can still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morn. Princess, how long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it? Ah, right. There was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been put out recently.
So around the time of the crime.
So someone prepare their breakfast there. I repeat, this fire is irrelevant.
I think he's realized the same thing I did. Well, who was it? Who could have lit that fire anyway?
It would have to have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipments together at the time.
Uh-oh. Tie yourself in a lie, Dragmire.
It was almost certainly him. If you really want to ask about his little barbecue, you might just get your wish soon.
Doesn't sound like it was very appetizing. Without any concrete evidence to pin him on, he'll just be able to brush it off. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective.
Alright. Small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. Walking near the silo, you notice a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it's coming from.
What was the smell like? Oh, it was awful. A really terrible scent.
Surely you don't mean to say that you found the smell of horse manure suspicious?
Do not be ridiculous. The smell was not coming from the horses.
Alright, we'll press on this one.
Right, and she allowed you to present it? Well, I was the one to find it, and since I was going to the trial anyway...
Utter ridiculousness. Yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason.
Yes, I understand.
150,000 rupees? A million. You gotta get to a million. A kajillion, maybe, one day. No, a million. Get to a million and I'll sell you the stream. Or at least a part of it. I can't really give you the whole stream, but I'll give you a part of the stream. For a million.
You have any idea why there would be a fire at the ranch that day? No, it is pretty odd. Then it sounds like it's definitely worth looking into. Though it'd be hard to link it to the crime in any way. In a situation like these, getting as much info as possible is the best bet.
There's no need to press the princess on her apology. You already wasted the chance to throw out her testimony.
Yes, defense, please get to the point.
Yikes!
Upon entering the ranch, you saw the defendant pass out in front of the victim who was bleeding out.
Hold it! Was there anything else in the room? Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. The house was rather barren. Most of our things are on the top floor since the downstairs is mostly used for ranch business these days. And the occasional game. Ah, of course! That's Viva's Coup Code game. The good old days.
Is the defense done reminiscing?
Just gonna have a permanent photo there?
There will be plenty of time to do that when the defendant's behind bars.
I was just trying to distract myself from the fact there's nothing to latch onto there.
Mr. Guard. Decided to take a look around the ranch. Why around the ranch, though?
You didn't just go home? The royal visitation was supposed to last a lot longer. Father was not expecting us back at the castle till much later. I came to the ranch to examine the horses, so I suppose I could at least do that in the meantime. How long did it take the Sheikah to arrive at the scene? It does not take very long to make the trip from Hyrule Castle to Lon Lon Ranch. Cannot imagine it was more than 20 minutes. That is pretty fast. Although I imagine the fact that the princess was involved helped speed it up.
Slowpokes, I would have been there in half that time, running backwards even.
thank you so much to the team, because that's a fun little thing to know. Anyone that's watched my streams and anyone that's seen like any kind of Ocarina of Time speedrun or anything else already knows that walking backwards is the fastest way to get anywhere. It's faster as contrary to popular belief, and I was one of those when I was a kid thinking the side jump was the fastest thing you could do. No, it's always just holding the Z and then walking backwards. That is the fastest way. So him saying running backwards even, as if that's the slower way to go about it. I hope that's a joke, and I feel like it is, so thank you for that joke. I love it.
I suppose it's no surprise, though. Hylian horses are naturally inferior to our fine Gerudo steeds.
The Gerudo buy horses from our ranch to... Just don't bother, he's trying to rile you up.
Defense, I believe that is enough. It doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding a connection between this fire and the criminal at all.
No, I suppose not, Your Honor.
Naturally. I said this was a waste of time from the beginning. In that case, this cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness. I assume you have no more revelations to share with us?
No, I do not. I really thought the fire would be important.
Leave my sight.
Enough. Your Highness, if you'd allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle. Very well.
Now that the princess's little game is over, we should move this along. The prosecution's stance is still the same, of course. We maintain that the evidence on this is enough to convict the defendant. I do believe I am nearly ready to hand down my verdict.
Objection! But Your Honor, there's nothing that definitively shows that Malon committed the crime. This is all circumstantial. Aw, yeah. Wasn't Zelda. I'm sorry, B. At least you got one thing. You got one right. You got Impa's gonna be Gumshoes. She did pull a knife on the prosecution. She did that a couple times. There's no way she could kill her own father.
That is an excellent point, defense. The prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defendant's motive. Patricide is not something a person commits lightly. Bah, I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statement. But naturally, the prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on the matter.
No, live with your mistake. Alright, that part of the song got really cool for a second there. Damn, no. Zelda killed Talon in jealousy. No. Don't pin it back. Unpin it for B. B asked politely. Unpin it.
I would like to call in my third witness.
That has to be that ranch worker.
Before calling him in, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare.
I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he wants to double check that his new witness won't pull anything weird like the princess did.
Very well. I do believe a break would benefit us all. The court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess. Court is adjourned.
Alas, a second pin. No, I saw Sage. March 17th, 11:17 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. It's not going all that well, is it? No, I think that we went about as well it could have. actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimony is untrue. Yeah, I can't believe she'd just make stuff up like that. Yeah, that was surprising. Still, the issue is that we didn't manage to shake the core of the argument. If only there was anyone else in that house. Now, there's no need to look so glum. Ah. Detective! Aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back? The carriage is being prepared. I thought I'd drop by in the meantime. You've really managed to make Dragmire furious, you know. I just love that she does like that whole kind of look, like just like she would just be I don't know what the term is when with what is it? You suck your teeth. You're just like almost doing a JoJo posing. It's not just JoJo posing, it's something else. But yeah, I love what they're doing with Impa. Tink, welcome in. You ever thought about what it'd be like if Zelda was a girl? That'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely wild. That would have been breaking the mold. If we had Metroid and we had, we had Metroid with Samus already being a girl. And then if we were playing a girl in the original Legend of Zelda, that would have been crazy. That would have been fantastic. That would have been super changing history there. Would have been crazy. It looks like the sprite on the screen you see for Zelda is a boy with a hat, but no. You read the manual, Zelda was always a girl. I don't know where I'm going with this. And yes, Tink, this is Ace Attorney crossed with Legend of Zelda. This is a mod for the Ocarina of Time. And basically they used all the assets and everything and redid all this, added a couple new assets, things like that, or modded some assets in the game, and yeah, pretty much crossed it over with Ace Attorney gameplay and everything. It's absolutely phenomenal. This came out like 2 weeks ago. I found it and I was like, I need to play this, and so I was like, fuck it, we're playing it today. Tekken related, picked up Yoshimitsu. Now I'm gonna troll the shit out of it. How dare you, rude. Imagine male Link. Oh my god. Who's Link? Who's Link? I don't know who Link is. Talk about Zelda? Everyone keeps saying that Zelda's actually named Link. I don't get that. I have? If you listen carefully, you might just be able to hear him ranting over in the prosecutor's lobby. You can barely hear it probably on your end, but you just barely, in my headphones, you can hear, yeah, Doria! He did the Doria. Link links it all together, god damn it. I don't remember if that was the intentional reasoning behind his name Link. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be Link because it's linked, he's the link for the player to the world of the game. I don't know though. I don't remember what it's supposed to be. I don't remember where Link comes from. He's really giving his upcoming witness a grilling. Expect him to try to shut you down as fast as he can. That'd be very worrying if I had anything he could shut down in the first place, I guess. Oh, but you do. Oh, if I had anything for him to shut down. What do you mean? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about the princess's grand discovery, of course. The fire? The fire? I wasn't able to do anything with that. You really think it's relevant? Don't get me wrong. At present, I'm convinced the girl did it. We investigated and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I am willing to explore every possibility. That fire is definitely a bit strange, and I dare say it may be your only way out of this. If I may be so bold, I think you should press the witness on that topic hard. As the only other person working on the ranch at the time, he is the only one who could have lit that fire. If he is hiding something, I think the court deserves to know. is, the next testimony is about the motive. It's gonna be difficult to bring up the fire again without Dragmar objecting. You'll have to make it work.
I hope that instead of shouting objection, oh yeah, you need to listen to it. We'll get in the. I think we're about to get in the courtroom again in just a moment. But yeah, it's great. Link just shouts, "Yeah, yeah!" Navi goes, "Listen!" Oh, that would have been great if Navi was the judge. That would have been perfect. Unless Link is the one on trial for breaking all those goddamn pots. If that's the final case, I hope the team, if they're making multiple cases for this, I hope they make that one of the cases, if they ever add more, to where Link is on the is the defendant for breaking all the pots in Hyrule.
As much as I don't like it, she's right. There really isn't a whole lot else to go on here. Well, thank you. Don't mention it. One last thing. You, ranch girl. Me? Try not to hold that testimony against the princess. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting with the best of intentions in mind. You know the road to the Dark Realm is paved with those, right?
Damn! Oh my god. The road to hell is paved with those well intentions.
Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment. One she will live to regret.
Oh my god, the way she worded that.
Part of this comes from the fact that she's rather sheltered and inexperienced. After the sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of an heir very suddenly.
Oh, her sister. Oh, damn. There was another Zelda. Oh my god, and she was murdered. Oh my god, it was Link. Hilda, is that you? From Link Between Worlds?
That's right, the mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda. Hyrule still grieves after the events of that day, and yet no one knows exactly what happened. In the void of information, conspiracy theories run amok, people blaming the Royal Guard, the Sheikah, and even the king himself. The princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of troubles on her shoulders. For a kingdom with a history as turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. The princess's conduct today probably won't help with the distrust some people have of the crown right now, though. She's wise beyond her years. She will learn, and she will be better. I simply ask that you don't think of her as an enemy, whatever comes of this trial. She does not need more than she already has.
God, are you threatening to kill me if I do?
Wow, she's so tense. I never expected to see Impa get so emotional. I guess this is why she decided to take the blame for the princess's impromptu investigation.
Detective Impa.
What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment. Please be quick.
The investigation team back at the ranch has just sent word of a new development. Something about a milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of a wrong recipient address. They're asking you to come over to see it. Wrong recipient?
Oh, those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess to the castle.
Roger.
That did remind me, though. I took this bottle of milk from a couple guards who were slacking on the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help you calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry. It's still unopened. Oh? Thank you.
That's nice of her. Too bad for those guards, though. That's why Zelda's so obsessed with court cases. Probably wanted to... Probably, and also big reason why she probably just wanted to, you know, not towards anything towards Malin, but just because of her sister having died, you know, wanted to make sure the person who was being prosecuted was put behind bars. Because for her right now, she's like, oh, it's got to be the killer. It's got to be her. Got to put her away. Probably because some kind of resentment with her sister having died. And so something about, with the killer being on the loose still for the first Zelda. We'll see. We'll see if we find out more. Because honestly, this has added more to this own world I didn't expect. I didn't expect this mod to be so, like, in-depth and everything. And so fleshed out. I love this so much. Zelda's probably going to be Maya. Her older sister getting murdered? Yeah, Zelda's Maya for sure. She's like, she's little baby. She's like literally, like a teenager. It looked like she's older than her like child form in OG's Ocarina of Time, but definitely like a teenager, just like Maya is in the first game, pretty much. Now then, I believe the princess's carriage should be prepared by now. If you'll excuse me. Malin looking happier now. Uh-oh, is it spoiled? Never mind. This milk tastes like shit. I think I'm so nervous right now. Milk has just lost its flavor. Huh? Lost its flavor? But Lon Lon milk is always so tasty. Are you sure it's just nerves? Let me try some. Huh? You're right. I assume this would have come from one of yesterday's shipments. Probably. With the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so... Maybe it just isn't fresh? No. I don't think so. It doesn't really taste bad. It tastes as if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said that one of yesterday's shipments was misaddressed, didn't he? And this was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? I think there's something odd going on. I'd better make some notes about this in the court record. Shipments return. Lon Lon milk. Added to the court record. Defense. The court is about to reconvene. Escort your client to the courtroom at once. So it comes down to this. The conclusion's approaching. Time to turn the situation around. Oh, we got hearts now. Alright, we gotta be careful. Court is back in session for the trial of Milan of Lon Lon Ranch. Actually, I'm just gonna stick with Milan because I keep saying it for some reason now. I trust that the prosecution's final witness is ready. Naturally, I have personally seen to it that there will be no foolishness this time around. Hopefully his ears are intact. As we discussed before the recess, having established the opportunity and means for the defendant to have committed the murder, only one matter remains. The matter of motive. For naturally, such a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. The prosecution believes the defendant had a deep desire that pushed her to patricide. Our next witness can shed light on the matter. Fascinating. Very well, please proceed. The prosecution calls the ranch worker, Ingo, to the stand. Oh, there's his happy, cheerful face. Ha! It's so funny to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. Oh? Yeah, he almost always wears his work dungarees. It's almost like looking at a different person. Well, I guess he wanted to dress up for court. He wouldn't want this nice outfit dirty by working in it. Quiet, defense. Witness, state your name and occupation. Your Honor, Great Honorable Prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mine Lon Lon Ranch. Mine? What does that entail exactly? I'm mostly there to work on the structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are the ones who tend to the animals and take care of orders.
How long have you been working at the ranch?
It'll be several years at this point. There have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have persevered through all those hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it. Well, he does get a bit pompous at times. Mr. Ingo really is a great help. He built the ranch's silo single-handedly. Whoa, that's some dedication.
Very well. Given that you're clearly an important employee, you are privy to some inside information, is that correct?
Yes, the ranch owner shared all his big plans with me. He entrusted me with implicity. Or he trusted me implicitly. He used to say that we're like a big family.
That sounds lovely.
That sounds like a red flag that you're gonna get loads of unpaid overtime.
Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though, did they?
It hurts to do this, but I have no choice. Hear my story, honorable court of law.
I would love to do a full-on Ingo voice, but with how late it is when I'm streaming right now, I can't go fully into it.
Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. Talon became a life tenant, with Malin meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch left behind.
Sounds like someone was jealous because they weren't given the inheritance.
It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her. God damn it.
Speaking, thank you so much for the...
Thank you.
And there you have it. Testimony from a man who just lost everything. It's truly tragic to witness yet another family torn apart by greed. We have evidence. We have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have a motive.
Objection! How do you know he's telling the truth?
I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at the Castle Town Notary Office to be considered valid. I saw fit to prepare this for the trial. The prosecution would like to submit the Lon Ranch inheritance document into evidence.
Mr. Ingo, why would you?
You should pass judgment now, Judge. The defense has nothing.
I still gotta cross-examine. There are a few more details I feel are relevant. But of course, ask whatever you like. The hard-working Ingo can handle it.
Okay, we're gonna have an Ingo breakdown. It's gonna be great because we're gonna hear that stupid. Very well, defense. Please begin.
Also, it's been a minute since we've done one of these really, really long, all of it I have to read kind of games. Cause man, I'm already feeling it in my throat.
So I'm just gonna read this normal voice. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. We already read it anyway in his voice, so. Talon became a life tenant, with Malin meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch life behind. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her. Alright, what do we got? Here. Malin will inherit the ranch. If she is unable, divide the deed between the crown and the remaining employees. Interesting.
Oh, damn! Hold it! No, you hold it! That man gave everything for her! She's gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at that gold necklace she's wearing.
That's a bolo tie kerchief thing. I don't know what she really has.
That man spoiled her rotten. In fact, I think I saw another present. He was meaning to give her on the very day he was killed.
I like that voice better.
Another gift? Why, yes. A little bottle of perfume, I believe. It's horrible. Talon was such a kind man. What happened to him is despicable.
Is the last statement important? Add to the testimony. Your Honor, the defense wishes to add a statement about the perfume to the testimony. Bah! What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder?
I think it's an important detail.
The perfume is irrelevant. But I suppose the prosecution has no objections to strengthening our case. Very well, witness. Please add what you just said to your testimony. Alright, we want that added. Talon often bought Malin gifts. Saw the latest one, some kind of perfume, I think. Where did you see this? I think it was just lying around the ranch house. Talon probably intended to give it to Malin on the day he was killed. Do you mean this witness? Why, yes, that's exactly it. Looks very expensive. If only Talon had spent as much on a salary from me, the hardworking income, and to get up and leave to do work in the break of dawn every day, you know. Crazy. What's your relationship? Oh, damn it, I keep thinking it's Malin speaking first. I don't know why. What's your relationship with this guy anyway?
Well, he's been employed and living with us on the ranch for as long as I can remember, really. You know, I don't think he's ever skipped a day of work thinking about it.
Not a single one? Talk about dedication. But even so, something's very much off here. Partly signed the ranch over to his daughter Malin. How long ago was this exactly? 3, 4 days? I'm not sure of the exact date. Had it been planned for a long time?
Talon was getting on in years. Better to take care of the matter sooner than later, eh?
Malin?
He is telling the truth. Father scheduled a visit to the notary office about a week ago.
What do you mean by partly witness? By partly witness? Talon became a life tenant, with Malin meant to inherit all of the assets after his death. So Malin hadn't become the ranch owner yet.
Of course not. Haven't you heard all the stories making rounds recently? So many ungrateful brats throwing their old folks into retirement homes the moment ownership signed to them. Talon was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was the safer option. If the girl was to catch some chicanery, I actually don't know that word. Chicanery, he could always revert his decision.
That's horrible. I'd never do that.
As much as I like to believe that, you did much worse by killing them. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they pull a stunt like this as soon as you give them an inch over yourself.
I must concur. The younger generation is horrible.
Why did he look at me while saying that?
Anyway, what that meant was...
As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. You really think Malin would go that far?
I don't want to think it, but clearly the events speak for themselves, don't they?
Why wouldn't she just wait a few more years then?
Talon was getting older. Perhaps she knew more, and more work would be piling onto her. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her! That's alright. Well, if Malin didn't want to work, wouldn't she have done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch. That's where you're wrong. For a long time, Talon's planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crown. He was a patriotic man. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now.
Ooh, even more so. I bet you we're gonna find out that Ingo is in cahoots with Ganondorf because the Gerudo buy the horses from the ranch. So what better way for Ganondorf to bring horses over to Gerudo if he has a special assigned someone that's willing to do deals with him under the crown's radar? Crazy. I don't know. We'll see. Chicanery, the use of trickery to achieve a political, financial, or legal purpose. Ooh, I'm gonna use that from now on. I like that. And also, Juana, welcome in. How you doing? Welcome. What are you up to? Oh, hold on. I gotta stretch a little bit. My back hurts. D&D stuff? Hell yeah. Being tired? I feel that. I feel that a lot. I've been working like crazy and even had to work on the fucking weekend last night. I was so upset when that happened. I wanted to stream, and then I ended up getting called in for on-call when I was told, you don't have to do anything for on-call anymore. And it was lies. I was fed lies. How to kill your boss. In Minecraft. God damn it, Juana. Now I can't put this on YouTube, so I'm totally still putting this on YouTube, so it's fine. You're gonna see Juana in court. The one piece of evidence was this weird ass fucking VOD from this Magando DD Mega Doodoo VTuber with a game that also had to do with a murder trial. How crazy! Yeah, in Minecraft doesn't work anymore. You can't just say it buying craft. Audio Jungle. That's the word, right? Well, welcome in, Juana. Hopefully you can relax, enjoy D&D stuff, and then I'm sure before long. Oh yeah, I just realized what time it is. Before long, it'll be bedtime.
Is this true? Yes, Father's previous inheritance document did work that way.
How admirable! Ooh, a rogue. Hell yeah. I gotta make some characters. I've been meaning to. I've been thinking about it. I need to make some characters. I guess familial bonds won over his drive to help the kingdom. Truly a shame.
Yes, naturally the girl. I just realized we're doing like an Alan Tudyk with this voice for Ingo. Naturally, the girl wanted the whole thing, felt to buy her time. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Over the top, Alan Tudyk.
Naturally, the girl wanted the whole thing, so she bided her time.
I think this sufficiently explains the timing. Let's continue, shall we?
Objection! Wait just a moment. There's one more problem with the timing that I'd like the witness to explain. Why would Malin have planned the murder for the day of the royal visitation specifically? More people around means more witnesses. I think she would have chosen any other day. Oh, did I forget to mention? I overheard Talon arguing with her that very morning. He was telling her he'd changed his mind again. He was planning to tell the king that he'd be signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he'd head to the castle town to change the inheritance back to the original split. What?
Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it would appear he did make the right choice in the end. And because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, she had no time to waste that day.
Is this true too? Absolutely not. Father wasn't planning to do that. There was no argument either. What to do about this argument then?
Add it to the testimony.
There was an argument about the inheritance. That sounds like an important fact to me. The defense requests it be added to the testimony.
Very well. Witness, please do so.
I'd be happy to, Your Honor.
Oh boy! Overheard them arguing about the inheritance that morning.
Not yet.
Overheard them arguing.
Hold it! But what time did this happen? First thing in the morning, I was heading out to the silo to start the day's work. I just walked out in front of the door of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt behind me. Do you remember any specifics about what was said? Oh yes, it surprised me enough that I stopped to listen for a minute. It was all like, "I'm really sorry, Malin. It must be the most important thing to make sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses."
I don't care. What about me, father? How can you do this to me?
Malin, this isn't about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom.
But what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life if I'm stuck in this dump of a ranch forever.
I bet you love this ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help with the chores, too. He's pretty great, isn't he?
Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. This isn't over.
Details of what's going down and DMs for you to see later. Bet. I think I saw some stuff that I like passed out because I passed out early, or as soon as I was like done yesterday. Or the day before. It's been a very long week and weekend. What is stirring me as I do those stupid voices. I will keep my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself. Oh, fuck you.
There's no way this actually happened, though. Alan would never want to sell the ranch.
Objection! Well, of course you'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion for murder. We can't trust the things she says.
Well, I trust her, but the judge probably doesn't right now, and that's unfortunately what matters. Do I have anything in the court record that could refute the story?
If you ask me, this whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crown wasn't so soft. In the Gerudo Desert, there would be no question that the fortress may seize whatever it desires.
That's just messed up.
No matter. Continue your testimony, farmhand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant. I think we've cross-examined every statement so far.
But why would Malin want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? She'd have it much better if she sold the old place and use the money to move to Castletown. That's not true. I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything.
Just whatever that noise is supposed to be.
Wow.
Wah! He turned full on Waluigi.
She's often slacking on the job. She's often slacking on the job while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess the Deku nut doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. That Talon loved to sleep on the job, too.
Here we go again. I do recall a funny story about the Lon Lon ranch owner blocking the side entrance to Hyvo Castle for an entire day once. The guards couldn't wake him up. It took a particularly vocal Kuko, apparently.
Oh, jeez. Well, there you go. I'm the real reason why the ranch has been so renowned. Has such renown. Me, the hardworking Ingo.
Took a swig of that water way too close to the mic.
Link, that's not true at all. I know, but how do I stop this?
Uh. Wait. Full ownership. How would she get full ownership of the inheritance? Wait, but the inheritance document says that Malin will inherit the ranch. It doesn't say anything about dividing between the crown and the remaining, or yeah, it doesn't say anything about sharing with the crown. All right, what was the statement where it said? Okay, well, after his death. Okay. That's right. He's saying that he was going to change that. What's the evidence I need to show? It's either gonna be the ranch inheritance. I don't think I have to show the photo just yet. I feel like the photo is gonna be near the end. Bought gifts. Pulling. There's something about the. Overheard the inheritance that morning. What would it be? Full ownership and leave the dingy ranch life behind. Oh man, I overheard them arguing about the inheritance that morning. Do I present here? I'm gonna lose a heart. Damn it! Evidence reveals a clear contradiction in the testimony. Must say I can't see anything clear there. The only thing that's clear here is your incompetence. There goes a heart. Guess I must be on the wrong track. The inheritance, it says she can get it, but if she is unable, framed for murder, goes to the royals and employees. Right. I'm trying to figure out where to present that, though. Is there anything I haven't pressed on? No, I pressed on everything. Okay, it just goes to this line. Thinking about it. I'm trying to think of anything that could be the inheritance. Wait, no, I read that. I'm trying to think. Alright, let's see. Town became a lieutenant, with Malin meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. overheard them arguing. What was it when I pressed on this? What did he say? About what time did this happen? First thing in the morning, I was heading out to the silo to start the day's work. I just walked out in front of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt from behind me. What? Do you remember any specifics about what was said? Surprised me enough that I stopped to listen for a moment. Okay, it was all like really sorry, Malin. But the most important thing is to make sure the king will have a steady supply of quality horses. Alright, let's just sell this. Damn it. Alright. Silo? Maybe? Alright, kingdom, but what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life if I'm stuck on this dump of a ranch forever. I thought you loved the ranch. All the animals here, and Ingo's around to help with the chores. He's pretty great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. Never want to sell the ranch. She'd say that now, you buffoon. Excuse me. Judge probably doesn't right now. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter. Show anything right now? Okay. Appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her. Is this where you want? He says, "No, you hold it." Yeah. Hold it. You gave that man. That man gave everything for her. Expensive gifts over the years. Just look at the gold necklace she's wearing. Man spoiled her rotten. In fact, I think I saw another present meant to give her on the same day it killed her. And we already showed that, right? Yeah, we can't press it right, or can't show it right now. Come in, what happened to him is despicable. Some kind of perfume. That's when we showed this, right? What happened to this? I thought I presented it already, didn't I? Oh, that's right. Zelda did smell something. We don't know if it was the perfume, though, but we smelled something. Witness. What is it? I thought I pressed on this already or presented the evidence on this. My bad. Just to confirm, you say that this bottle of perfume was bought for Malin by her father, correct? Huh? What else would it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type to indulge in perfumes. Far from it. Well, you're wrong, witness. Oh, is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur? No, Your Honor. Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, the perfume was for Zelda, not for Malin. I'm fucking... Can't believe I fucking forgot that. I'm an idiot. Oh no, I just forgot one little piece of evidence. Fine. We got there eventually. That's what matters, right? This bottle of perfume was bought for the princess. So what, defense? Sure, it's technically a contradiction, but what is the purpose of this model change? Yes, defense, I admit I'm confused as well. Please explain why this point is important.
Earlier in the trial, Malin mentioned that Talon bought this perfume in preparation last minute. Isn't that right, Malin? It sure is. We had a gift for the king prepared when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making this visitation. Father quickly rode out into town to get a new gift. This info puts one thing into question. Talon's tasting gifts, the princess's testimony, somebody's movements. Somebody's movements around the ranch are put into serious doubt.
Someone's? Well, don't keep us waiting then, defense. Who is this person? Who do you think?
Naturally, the person whose movements become suspect is...
Oh, I love that they have their official arts up here.
Malin, age 27, my longtime friend and defendant in this case. Talon, deceased, the victim, owner of Lon Lon Ranch, and Malin's loving father. Judge, age... jolly old man who has presided over some of the cases. Ganondorf Dragmeyer, age 59. Prosecutor assigned to the case. Rude to others, easily angered.
Impa. I love how they actually edited Impa and the judges. Art, it's great.
Head of the detectives assigned to investigate the case.
Zelda's 14 in this. She is literally a child, barely even a fucking teenager.
Heir apparent to the royal throne, a witness to the murder. But our person in question here, Ingo, age 44, smarmy man who works on the ranch, unusually in his work clothes, but he's dressed up nicely for court. The witness himself. If you recall, this bottle of perfume, which had just been purchased, was found at the scene of the crime. A crime scene the witness supposedly never went to. He shouldn't have known about the bottle.
Yeah! See, there it is. I called it. Him doing the yeah! But he didn't do the sound, sadly. I had to do it. Order! Order! The defense raises a very valid point. You simpleton, what is the meaning of this?
Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point?
No, of course I didn't. I was working in the silo all day. I remember. I saw the gift the day before the crime.
But he just went out that morning, you idiot. You caught yourself in another lie.
The girl's lying. Talon must have gotten the day before. The gift the day before.
You're the one who's lying. Father didn't leave the ranch at all that day.
One's word against another's. I guess, yeah, they didn't know. They don't know who's telling the truth in that. No one would know at this point. But I'm sure there's a way to find out. It was Ganon. Ganon! It was Ganon! What if he put it on out of jealousy and that's what Zelda smelt in the silo? That'd be crazy. Defense. Do you have any way to prove that our version of events is true? Smell the perfume. Oh, yeah. Find the receipt.
When you buy something, you usually get a receipt, and the receipt always shows the date of purchase. It might still be at the ranch house. I say we send someone out to look for it. Father never throws receipts away.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah, receipt would have been nice. Prepare to live with your second mistake. No.
We have a drawer full of them. The perfume should be right on top.
I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush out to the ranch house immediately and search for that receipt. Your Honor. Yes, what is it, soldier?
We have just received the receipt from the team. We have just received the receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene.
Very well, thank you. I shall read it out.
There's a lot writing on this.
From Tingle's Mysterious Smells. Yes, I think I've seen that store. It's that eccentric looking place in the back alley.
I'm glad Tingle's here.
The fucking judge in the Malin shot? It's funny to you?
Did I remember to pick up the spring onions? You couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. It's an utter eyesore.
Peak mentioned, correct.
The gall of this nobody running a monopoly on Hylian perfume is preposterous. Perhaps, but back to the matter at hand. The nerve of that dunderhead! Why would anyone ever call shop at a store where the owner calls every other customer a fairy? Prosecutor! And the balloons. Oh, the balloons! That fool popped one right in my face.
Oh my god, Ganondorf hates Tingle. Is that why Tingle wasn't in Ocarina of Time? He made sure Tingle was the first to go? Is that what happened? Holy shit. Oh my god. I still hope Tingle will be Larry. Ganon, Bird, and Tingle apparently looks out of it in that shot. True. In Volcano. Oh, damn. I didn't expect it to be in the volcano like Kazuya. He just yeeted him in. Now I need that. I need an animation of Ganon. If anyone out there on the internet ever sees this, please, if you can make, you don't even have to, just tag me in it. You don't have to say it was my idea because you're the one doing the work. Make an animation of Ganondorf just tossing Tingle into the fucking volcano. That'd be beautiful. Continuing on, purchase item, 1 bottle of Rosy Rupee Land. DS reference? Are we talking Dark Souls? Are we talking Death Stranding? Are we talking I don't know, there's so many things that have the DS term. Are we talking about the Nintendo DS? Be willing to learn Blender just to fucking do that. Hell yeah. All right, continuing. Let's move on. Let's get this case closed.
Continuing on, purchase item, 1 bottle of Rosy Rupee Land. Oh my, this is quite the price. Why, I would have to...
Objection! Your Honor, please, the date of purchase.
Oh, yes, right, date of purchase. Why, it's March 16th, the day of the murder.
Here we go again.
Order, order.
Yes, we got him. I think we're finally getting somewhere.
This still doesn't mean anything. Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then.
Yes, that's it. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. I must have seen the bottle then.
Oh, come on. You think we're gonna believe that?
Do you have any proof that he didn't?
Well,
I believe this calls for further testimony. As the witness now claims to have visited the crime scene shortly before the murder, we should learn of his exact movements that day.
Ha! My movements? Well, alright, there's not a whole lot to say, though.
it's unfortunate that he managed to weasel out of that. But this next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance. I'm doing normal voice because my voice is really starting to leave my body. My non-suspicious movements. As was already stated, I had volunteered to work in Silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened.
Wow. That detective... was that detective one fine woman? If I keep saying Inigo. He's not Inigo Montoya. He's not going to kill your father. You do not need to prepare to die. I haven't done anything to warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you brat.
Eat my shoes, you rat.
I'll pass. There has to be something wrong in there. You can't put a flawless story together that quickly.
Here we go. As was already stated, it's about the length of a regular Ace Attorney case so far. The tutorial's pretty quick in the first one. After that one, though, they take a good minute. And it's not like we can do any kind of like investigation or anything. So we're probably just gonna have I'm pretty sure it's all just gonna be in the courtroom. And obviously right outside the courtroom. As was already stated, I had volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened, and wow, was that detective one fine woman. So you haven't been back at all. Are you sure? Sure as can be. You never went back in, even after the crime was discovered.
They wouldn't let me in. Preserving the crime scene or some such, I couldn't even get any of my things. After I was questioned, no one gave me half a glance. I had to sleep in the stables that night. It was terrible.
Is what he just said important? It is important. Your Honor, I would like the witness to add this last statement to his testimony.
What? What are you trying to pull now?
Very well, witness. Please amend your statement.
Fine. Whatever.
Didn't even get to sleep or access any of my belongings. I had to spend the night in the stable. Huh? Oh, the ranch house, but still. What else I can do with that?
Couldn't you have stayed in an inn? What am I, made of money? Think, boy. I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know. You lawyers always flaunting your wealth. Right. Sorry. I'm not actually sorry. I doubt one night would bankrupt this guy. Just look at what he's wearing.
Volunteer to work in the silo. Yeah, the glass of water, he said. I went back to the silo right after and stayed there until the courier came. And what were you doing at the silo? You're able to complete this so quickly on your own? Bah, you don't know the might or the great Ingo.
Hut, ya, pow, wham.
I get things done in no time.
I did almost break my back getting those crates out of the silo, though. There were so many, and all so heavy. It was like a puzzle in there. Anyway, that's not important. The point is... in the stable. Okay, it's got to be something with this, because we got this new thing. Spend the night in the stables. Is there anything here? Nothing about the inheritance. I don't want to show these yet. These aren't fully relevant yet. What do I do with the profile? I can present some of the profiles. I didn't even think of that. I guess we pointed out his outfit, so is that going to be anything? I don't know. We'll try. Witness, there's something seriously wrong with your testimony. What? What are you talking about? You say you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were at the ranch house, correct? But the clothing you're wearing. A ranch house you are not allowed to go in. That's right. Well, that would imply you should still be wearing your work clothes. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't look like work clothes at all.
This issue really was glaring this time. Just needed to look at his clothes. It was the clothes the whole time. The defense has a point. The witness appears pretty well dressed for court. I can't imagine he would want to sully those clothes during work.
Well, what do you have to say to that? Oh, of course.
Oh my god. I can explain. It's simple.
These are brand new, yeah, on the way to the courthouse. I went shopping for a nice new outfit, but you just said you couldn't even afford to stay at an inn. After all, I couldn't very well show up to court dressed like a bum.
Yes, defense. Oh, what did you think it was, Sage? Certain people have a modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed appropriately.
What's that supposed to mean? This is my finest Aura suit. So, you claim you brought these clothes after the crime. Is that correct? Very much so. This morning, in fact. Why do I need to repeat myself? Do I accept that explanation? Do I? No. You buying those clothes today is simply impossible.
Oh? How can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court.
Was in silo for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the fire eventually, but we have to get to, it's always the way Ace Attorney works, especially, like, there's evidence you're gonna want to push at some point, but you gotta find the right time. We haven't found a time yet where the fires come to relevance yet, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty soon.
Either prove that the witness couldn't have bought these clothes today, or get out.
That's a good question. That's a good, oh god. Why the witness couldn't have bought these clothes today? Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't he wearing that in the photo? He was. Awesome. We're gonna present that. I would like to turn the court's attention to this. Ah!
Why, this is one lovely photograph.
Very good, Judge.
Ah, it reminds me of the idyllic days I spent with... Objection. What about this pictograph, defense?
Well, just look at what Ingo's wearing.
This photo's from Malin's childhood, but Ingo's very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He could have bought it today.
This is so good. This is one of the, honestly, maybe it's recency bias. No, it's not, and it might be just bias because of, I was gonna say it might be recency bias, but it's totally because it's Ace Attorney and Zelda mashed together, and that's okay because God, I'm loving this mod so much. Order, I will have order. Why, the defense is absolutely correct. I hope the witness has a good explanation for this.
There! I think we finally got him. There's no way he can weasel out this time. Oh, unless someone else weasels out for him.
But isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he would need to wear his nice clothes for the royal visitation that was scheduled for that day. He brought them to the silo in advance so that he could quickly change just before the royal visitation's arrival.
Oh? Oh! Oh! Yes, of course, I need to be presentable after all. I can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom. Objection! Wait a minute, this is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is this? Oh my God, he said it. He said the line. What kind of kangaroo court is this? The prosecution keeps making excuses up on the spot. Ingo was clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely you won't accept that blatant perjury.
Accept it, Judge. There can be no other explanation. The prosecution's explanation does... What? However, the fact that it went by way too fast. What did you say? What did you say, Judge? The prosecution's explanation does seem plausible. Yeah, of course. However, the fact that the witness didn't simply say it himself and instead made up a lie about buying the clothes is indeed very suspicious. Judge, you can't be a devil's advocate. Come on, that's such a blatant lie. The prosecution has posed that there is no possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can the defense think of an alternative version of events?
This is really big. I really need to think this through.
And I think I know. Sage, it's time. It's finally time for the fire, I think.
Ingo's acting really suspicious right now. He's desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony to conceal his real movements. Why would he be doing that?
No.
Ingo is the murderer.
If it's not Malin, Ingo is the only other person who could have done this. I have to assume he did.
Oh my God!
All these fucking sound effects, y'all. Thank you, Mirko. I have to assume he did it if I want to think Malin is innocent. With that in mind, why would Ingo change out of his work clothes? What happened to make it necessary?
Talon's blood got on them.
When Ingo killed Talon, his clothes must have gotten blood on them. He had to change into something else to hide his involvement. But then, wouldn't the Sheikah Force have found the clothes in the house? How could they have disappeared?
And now we know. They were thrown in a fire. Need a list? I'll do it. I'll do a list at some point to add either to the about or some other way. Ingo burned his clothes.
That's it. This explains everything.
I love the use of the Ocarina of Time assets with the 3 goddesses and then the Triforce. That was beautiful.
I believe I can offer an alternative explanation.
Objection! Nonsense. Judge, the defense spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing. If he was having some kind of brain blast in his head, he should have spoken up instead of just having more thoughts in his head. We all saw him just staring blankly for 5 minutes. I call for a quick ruling.
Objection! Not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of the murder. It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit and why he's been lying about the circumstances ever since is because it got stained with the victim's blood.
Objection! Preposterous! If there were any discarded bloodied clothes nearby, the Sheikah Force would have found them, and he would have been trying someone else for murder right now.
You are absolutely correct, prosecutor. Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his bloody clothes lying around. And so, he used this to dispose of them.
Lamp oil. Oh wait, no. That's not the oil. That's this.
This reveals everything.
The oil's just for the fire. This reveals absolutely nothing.
Are you sure?
Everyone's rather convinced, I think. Alright, well.
I must have grabbed the wrong piece of evidence.
Naturally. Perhaps this penalty will help you pick the right one. Damn it. I thought I was not thinking. Still, must be right. I was hoping it was the milk. I thought the milk had something else going on with it that was causing the, I don't know, because like a simple fire, I don't think would have burned the clothes. I don't know. I thought maybe this was what the smell was, but maybe not. But maybe okay, so the burning smell that Zelda smelled was the fire, but here we go. It's the oil bottle. Show's badge reveals everything.
Your Honor, cast your mind to the princess's last testimony.
Princess, that mysterious fire. Objection! Surely you jest. You made yourself sure. We all knew how meaningless her testimony was.
And yet, with this new context in mind, it gains a completely new meaning. An empty bottle of lamp oil, found by a burned out fire? Ingo used this lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes.
One day, soon, I feel like soon we'll use the milk.
Well, how about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You kill Talon and then try to hide it.
No. Hold on. What drivel are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? You already know that's impossible.
How? Another alibi. Here we go. Too busy for murder.
Everything you said is wrong. I have no idea what you're on about.
I have an alibi for the time of the crime.
I just couldn't...
Wait, what did he say?
I just couldn't have done it. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. The fire was just made for a quick breakfast. There's no mystery there. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo.
Now, I shouldn't have to remind you, defense, but you yourself were surprised that Ingo was able to complete the shipment in time.
Adding even more things for him to do in that time is preposterous.
That's right. The great Ingo was efficient as a shop, but not that efficient. Not that efficient.
No, it had to have been him. I'm sure of it. There must be some trick at play here, some kind of shortcut. I must find it. The return crate proves he rushed. True.
Everything you've said is wrong. I have no idea what you're on about.
Could I have done it? No way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. And that's where you're wrong. Because you didn't finish the milk shipments. You got something else in there. But did you, though? Did you really complete those shipments properly? Defense, I shouldn't have to remind you that the Sheikah Force checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles. What we thought were milk bottles. No, I'm sure it looked that way. What are you getting at, Defense? Here you go, Your Honor. Oh? Milk? For me? Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. The Crown will be informed of this. Oh, it's nothing like that. All I'm asking is that His Honor try tasting the milk. Just one little sip. This is highly irregular. But to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, you know. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, Judge. Thank you for the hydrate. We're all hydrating here. Yes. Oh, did I not add it? I felt like I did. Oh, you know what? I organized everything else, and I think I forgot to add it. Damn it. Hold on. I got you. Oh, wait. No, I can't do it right now. Damn it. I thought I did. I swore I did. Unless, I don't think I created the I think I added it, but I don't think I created the button. I got to make the button and link it up and everything. I added it, but it's just not here. Hold on. I got to see. Hold on. I'm going to check to see if I actually did add it. 1 second. Because I want this to work if it's here. Hold on. 1 moment. No. Damn it. I did forget it. All right. I'm not going to forget today, though, or tonight, though, because I am going to do it right after stream. I'm going to add that sound effect. Damn. You're not hydrating here? You better be hydrating. You've probably talked the least out of everyone here, though. Since the defense, honestly, though, and thankfully, because his is the hardest voice to do. Since the defense insists, I'll go ahead and take a sip. Is this what passes for milk these days? This almost tastes like water. Water? I have to agree. This is definitely not standard milk. As we've heard from the princess and the detective, Lon Lon Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. There's no way people would say that about milk this lousy. Bah, whatever. As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going with this defense? It's simple, you see. I received this bottle from Detective Impa, still unopened during the first recess. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come from one of Ingo's shipments from yesterday. It's true that Ingo couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Unless he cheated. Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time. Order! Order! Yes, I suppose that would work. Indeed. All you had to do is milk fewer of the cows.
to save enough time without ruining the taste too much. I guess he used about 50-50 split of water and milk. This is... No! I Talon!
Let me stop you right there. I will concede that something odd happened to that shipment, but all you have proven is that Ingo is a slacker.
How dare you!
Be quiet, you mongrel. Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. That doesn't make him a killer, though, does it?
Well, no. But how do we know that he definitely could have... But now we do know that he definitely could have done it. We know he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well.
Yet there's a vital element missing still. And welcome aboard, Botox Soul. It's a lovely name. Welcome in. Thank you for climbing aboard, following community. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. And god damn it, Sage. Thank you for the appreciate it. Been popping in and out, mixing water and milk got to do with the crime scene because Ingo saying, you know, he's like, I spent all morning getting all the shipment together and everything, and only reason he could get everything done that he said he got done that whole morning while he was busy, too busy, air quote, is because he was mixing the water with the milk. That's why the milk tastes horrible. That Impa gave us earlier during the recess, pointing to how he got through it with his chores so quick and had time to, that would have allowed him time to kill Talon at some point. So that's why it's vital. The vital element missing yet. Let me put it in simple terms so even an idiot like you can understand. Here we go. Rebuttal. The murder weapon. You lack the murder weapon. If Ingo was the murderer, then it couldn't have been the saw. Uh-oh. Oh, that's weird. It couldn't have been the saw.
Hold it! Why is that?
It's simple. If the girl's story about working on... I forgot what I had to do for a second. If the girl's story about working on the fence is true, then she was using the saw while her father was being murdered. It couldn't have been in two places at the same time. Do I agree with this?
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe we're in complete agreement on this point.
Because that's not the murder weapon. You do realize the problems that creates for you, right?
I'm sure it can all be explained.
Ha! As if. But very well, let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. Where would this supposed other murder weapon have even come from? Inventory.
Have you gotten this murder happen on a ranch? There are plenty of sharp things on site.
Ho ho! That's simply impossible. We checked all sharp objects on the ranch and searched everyone. No fresh blood was found anywhere else.
Couldn't Inigo have just disposed of it?
Ha! That's impossible, you see? We checked all oh wait, yeah, that's right. No items from the ranch's inventory list were missing, and that list is indisputable. Yeah, but you're missing one vital thing. If you look at the inventory, who's the person that did it? Oh, that's crazy. It was Ingo. Just gonna lurk while you enjoy. I appreciate it. I try to do my best. I like to pretend I can voice act, so I appreciate it. And please, yes, definitely always say if you just need a lurk, if you just need something for background noise, always feel free to use me for that. And good luck with work. Hopefully it's going well. You missed argument 2, dang. We can go back. Argument 2 was... Alright, let me go back to first one was you lack the murder weapon. Second point was the... Where would this other supposed murder weapon have come from? And pretty much the explanation was, you know, we showed the ranch inventory, and so it could have been it could be a ton of things on the ranch. And then we checked all the sharp objects, but right now, I'm about to point out the inventory list is false because Ingo's the one that was managing it. You pretend so well, you actually do. I don't know about that, Sage. Shush. Shush, Sage. And I can say shush to you because you've been here this long. The inventory list itself is fake or false.
Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the veracity of this document?
The inventory itself. It's simple. You only need a brief look at the inventory to see if it can't be trusted. Oh. Also, this song is just such a banger. I'm definitely downloading the soundtrack after. Let me get the... Hold on. I need to pull up the website and link this for you guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this for y'all. Hero of... You can just look up Hero of Law to get this. But here y'all go. Go to the website if you want to try it yourself. You just need a... you just need your totally legal copy of Ocarina of Time, not N64 file. And you can play this mod as well. But this newer team is fantastic for making this. I absolutely love it. Here's the link. You can go here. Their soundtrack is available for download, or if you just want to add the music to your playlist, if you use YouTube, they do have a YouTube channel where they have the whole soundtrack there. So check it out. If you want to check out the trailer and everything that they've done for this, it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. Been here long enough to hear the V8. God dang it. Yes, please go check them out. And if you need this soundtrack as well, it's been a banger to me. Beautiful cross between Ace Attorney and Zelda.
You can't just go around making such general statements, Defense. Point out what exactly about the inventory makes it suspicious.
Oh, that's cute. We got a little cursor. All right, Ingo. Take that. Just look here. The one who compiled this list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified the accounts of as part of his plan.
Ugh. That doesn't matter. No items from... Oh,
That was the one from before.
nothing could have left the ranch.
The milk shipments. Objection! Are you really sure nothing left the ranch? What about a few little shipments of milk?
Preposterous. Have you forgotten that said shipments have been checked by the Sheikah Force before they were allowed to leave?
It's true, but there was a place the Sheikah could have overlooked.
In Din's name are you babbling about? We're talking about bog standard crates here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies to stuff things into, are they? Where could they have missed a murder weapon?
It's simple. They overlooked the content of the bottles. There's one place inside the crates that the Sheikah couldn't have checked thoroughly without ruining the shipments.
Without ruining the shipments. Oh!
That's right.
Ingo put the murder weapon inside one of the bottles to conceal it from the search.
That does seem plausible. Objection! Now just wait a moment.
Oh, he's on the ropes.
A weapon in a milk bottle wouldn't just go unnoticed. Someone would have reported it.
That's crazy. And they did. They did report it. Ganondorf Dragmire.
Objection. You would be correct that a weapon showing up in someone's milkshake could cause quite a stir. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. You see, I overheard a very interesting tale during the recess. Word was sent from the ranch not long ago that one of the shipments was returned unopened due to being misaddressed. No! Indeed. If you recall, Ingo was the one who handled all that. Now, that's strange. The ranch supplies the same milk bars every day. Even if he had messed up the street address a little, the couriers would have known where the shipment was meant to go. But could he have bungled it that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving a bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it.
They even did the sound. Yes.
I bet Ingo expected this box to stay in shipping limbo a while longer. But unfortunately for him, that the Postal Service was on its game today. Maybe because they were worried it'd start to smell.
I'm gonna mute the music for Emmett Dance just because I want to hear this banger.
Maybe because they were worried it'd start to smell.
I believe this calls for us to investigate these boxes of milk more closely. These boxes are closely more milk.
If you move that guy up a bit, you can have Dim dancing on the table. Oh, true. I could have him dancing on the table. I didn't think of that.
Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately.
God damn it. 1 second. Hold on. I gotta find it first of all. That's the big issue. I actually can't find where this is in my OBS. Not where it isn't, but like it's not letting me move it. Because it is a whole thing I had to like set up separately. So I'm gonna have to find a way to move it, but
Do what must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
God dang it. I'll have to figure it out sometime because I did this like set that up forever ago and it's like a whole video. I have to like kill like the green screen and everything. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Mirka. Like a whole thing to it for it to work.
Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately.
That was pretty cool. I got my hearts back.
This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabout, but he did give me a job. Why would I want him dead?
The motive? That's simple. I'm surprised you're even asking about it. This evidence easily explains your motive.
Here we go. Oh, I'm hitting A when I need to press up on the C-pad.
The very inheritance document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter, Malin of Lon Ranch, will inherit the ranch, unless she's unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and the remaining employees.
Oh,
What?
You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malin for the crime as well, so you would be the one to inherit part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work in the silo all day. It gave you an alibi so that Malin would be the only possible culprit. Of course, you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malin would go back to the ranch house to prepare before they arrived. A perfect setup for the royals to find her next to the body.
No, no, no! What are you talking about?
Talon signing the ranch over to me? Preposterous! Did he really not know? I guess it was Dragmeyer who procured the actual document, not him.
Wow. Ingo not knowing this is Lily Aristocats. What the hell? Didn't know that he was part of the will. Crazy. Ingo does look less happy now. Your Honor. What is it, soldier? The box you requested is here. Already? That was quite fast. Apparently the team at the ranch had already noticed something awry with it on their own. The box arrived just as we were about to rush out a courier to deliver our message.
Well, well, well. Let's see for ourselves then, shall we? The part of the shipment that proves my case is...
Whoa, there's blood in that one.
Take that! Here it is, from the bottle with a slight red tint to the milk. Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains the irregular wound pretty nicely.
Oh, could those Sheikah idiots have missed this?
I'm sure the milk was pure white when they first checked it. Took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this proves my theory right.
Oh, I've had it. Fine, fine. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I really killed that scumbag?
No, what are you...
So, you admit it?
Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of back-breaking labor, despite putting your all into the ranch, you were thrown away like rubbish, without any reason, fired? Farewell, we don't need you anymore.
What? But that doesn't make any sense.
Don't lie, I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work. And lo and behold, what's this? Malin and Talon are talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. We can handle things without him. And so, after volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out while the crow was busy and shanked the good-for-nothing slacker. Ha! You should have seen his face. He didn't expect it at all. So yes, Malin, I killed that lazy bum you call the father. And he deserved it.
Strawberry milk. They made it. Yeah, a cow. Holy, a cow. The strawberry cow. Order. The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've heard enough. Soldiers, take him away.
Hold it. Wait just a moment. Ingo.
Yes, girl, you want to apologize for what you've done?
Apologize? Me? You're horrible. We weren't planning to fire at all. You completely misunderstood what we were saying.
What?
We've had so much work recently.
Well, you know how it goes with the royal visits. Always a busy time. Gotta make sure everything's in tip-top shape. This is the beginning cutscene. We only got to see a little bit of this
conversation. I do worry some about the do wish he'd take a step back and relax some time. Maybe we should convince him to take a vacation.
Now there's an idea. It'd do him good to just get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him.
And that's all he heard.
You were planning what? A vacation? For me? And I did? No, it can't be so. Please say it isn't so.
The fuck? The chickens are getting the revenge. The cuckoos are attacking him. Or is this all in his mind? Good old Ace Attorney fashion.
We have witnessed today the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. But misunderstanding or not, what you have done is unforgivable.
Talon was a kind man, beloved by all who had the good fortune to cross his path. His loss will be felt not only at his ranch, but all across Hyrule.
The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with illusions of grandeur. I mean, look at him! An utter idiot, dressed like a clown.
No. Jeez, he's really laying into him. I bet he's just upset because he lost.
Prosecution's rant aside, I think it's time to declare today's verdict. This is just a formality, but will the defendant please step up to the stand?
Yeah, it's sad, but yeah, I mean, could have like asked. Could have confronted them and told them like, "Hey, I heard you said, are you really gonna fire me?"
Young miss, I'm very sorry for the situation you have found yourself in. I'm very glad you appear to have such a good attorney as a friend.
I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. Aw, thanks.
Now then, without further ado, in the name of Goddess Hylia, in the sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find Malon of Lon Lon Ranch
Not guilty.
Yay, we got fireworks.
Court is adjourned.
Hell yeah.
We did it.
Hyrule Grand Court, defendant lobby number 3. We did it! I suppose so. I guess Ingo's outburst kind of soured the mood, huh? I don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done. That's fair enough, honestly. Really, though, you shouldn't think about that for now. You're free. It's time to celebrate. I guess you're right. Excellent work. I knew you'd pull through. Oh, thanks. I couldn't have done it without you, really, so thank you. Now, that's not quite right. If you want to thank someone, I'm not the one who deserves it the most. Huh? Your Highness? I thought you were going back to Hyrule Castle. What strings did Bimpa have to pull to get her here? I was But I realize I should apologize for what I did personally. It's an honor. There's no need to bow, not after what I've done. Really, if not for my status, I would have probably been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man. Perjury's, pretty serious, so that's probably not entirely wrong. As usual, you don't give yourself enough credit, Your Highness. How could you say that, Detective? I'm almost condemned an innocent person to prison. Yes, there are some things you should think about twice about doing in the future. But it's all thanks to you that the young lady over here finally went free. Huh? Come on, attorney. Show Her Highness what I'm talking about.
Your bottle of oil.
The bottle? Well, it's true. Without this and without knowing about the fire, we wouldn't have had any proof to substantiate our claims. And really, your obviously false testimony should... Yeah! If it just slipped on my foot! Well, there you have it. In any case, I'm sure Miss Malin isn't too upset. Well, I lost my dad, and the other person I trusted on the ranch is suddenly gone, so it's all up to me now, but, sure.
10 hut! We have orders to escort the princess back to the castle immediately.
Just in time. Farewell, Your Highness. And so they left. Now then, listen to me. I know that I'm perhaps being too lenient on the princess, but tough times are ahead. The princess will need all the confidence she can get to lead the kingdom through them. She needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions too, though. And she will. Huh? Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. The urgency with which she has just been escorted out of here isn't coincidental. What, is the king going to scold her? At the very least. Now then. My duties call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. I trust that I will be able to rely on you in future court proceedings as well.
I'll try my best.
That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making his way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Farewell.
Uh-oh. You.
Hello. Nice day we're having, isn't it?
Tell me, now, where did that blasted detective go? How did my reputation tarnished this way by some novice attorney from the boonies?
Dramatic much? He looks about ready to burst from anger. Don't be such a sore loser. You lost. Deal with it. Yeah, we got the right verdict. Does that make you even a bit glad? Malin's like, I'm done with everyone's shit. I lost my father. I have to deal with a whole fucking ranch myself. I am not in the mood for this. Oh, Malin, 100%. Wrangling animals and everything? Oh, 100% stronger than Ganondorf. Why would Malin be upset? The ruler himself was saying they killed someone, no doubt, and lied about it. Yeah, what reason would that be for her to be upset over?
Yes, I suppose there is some worth in that. What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember, it was the meddling of that idiotic princess and the stupidity of that blasted detective that led to your arrest. So if you have any grievances, take it up with them.
I suppose there is some truth to what he's saying.
Speaking of the detective,
It appears she has fled from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my words, she will regret what she's done for generations. Cue Malin suplexing Gannett. Exactly. Well, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere or if just wanted to shift blame onto someone else. I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless. Never mind that. You think you'll be alright running the ranch by yourself? Of course, I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too. I'll get in touch with the castle, see if they can spare some men to work at the ranch. Silly as my father may have seemed, he really did prepare me to take over one day, and he's taught me well. I'll make sure the animals are well cared for, just as I always have. That's the spirit. I believe in you. I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think what could have happened. Don't mention it. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. And so ended a very personal case for me. Felt like a weight had been lifted off my back. Malin continued working at the ranch, hoping to make it prosper even beyond what her father was able to accomplish. I didn't really think much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I'd lived for a long time. Little did I know that a terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom, and I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. Uh-oh, Link's gonna go smash all the pots. But that's a legend for another day. God dang it. Hero of Law.
Project Lead, Scowl. Oh, is that it? Damn. That was a really, really fun mod, honestly. That was so much fun. About 3-4 hours? That was good. Yeah, that was great. That was fantastic mod. This was a lot of fun. If you're an Ace Attorney / Ocarina of Time fan, highly recommend getting this game, even if you and showing support however you can to the team, because holy crap, newer team did great with this. I feel like I've seen Skawo's name somewhere else. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm pretty sure I've seen like some of their YouTube videos with like all kinds of hacks and everything. And I want to say Skawo's the one that does the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Skawo does the... So Skawo actually made a Ocarina of Time NPC maker. So if you want to like mod the models and stuff like that, which would make a lot of sense how they did Zelda skin and a couple other models. They changed around and stuff, of course. This was fantastic though. To everyone though, not just Skawo, everyone that worked on this. Good fucking show, and oh, I hope there's more. Oh, she's getting scolded. Oh, she's really getting scolded. Oh, hey, yeah, there it is. Ocarina of Time NPC maker. Jolly good show. Jolly good show, everyone that made this. Oh, Kiki. But seriously, the people that make all of these like mods and like mods, ROM hacks, all these things. Aww.
Sorry, I'm like enamored with this cutscene. Link and Malin visiting Talon's grave. I'm assuming. And you for playing. The end. Damn, I wanted to keep going. If you guys ever wanted to make more cases, that'd be great. But obviously, I'm sure moving on to other projects and stuff. Oh, man. This was fantastic, though. Scene selects now unlocked. Extra what? Hey, yo? Extra one? No, you for watching. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna say it. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Hey, yo. What was happening here? Hold on, we gotta check this out. Oh. The Super Talent game. What the fuck? Run and jump. We gotta run and jump. Hell yeah. Is this Talon trying to get back home to Lon Lon Ranch? This is what it looked like to him. Oh no. That's how Talon actually died. I don't know. I'm gonna try one more time. Yeah. Again, I tell you guys all the time, I never claim to be good at platforming. I am terrible. I don't like platformers for a reason. I'm terrible at them. I've got no depth perception of the horizontal variety. That was so good, though. That was actually so good. You can select the different scenes if you want to continue on. So that's really awesome. All right. Holy crap. Yeah, the cutoff of the music just do 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 do. But thank you all so much for joining me today. This was fantastic. This was honestly a lot of fun and what I needed today. Like I've said, I've been just hella busy, so that's why everything's been kind of slowed. My streams have been halted a little bit, but I seriously appreciate everyone that stopped by today. Anyone that's just lurking about, watching, and in any kind of capacity. This was fantastic. If you love Ace Attorney as much as I do, and you love Zelda as much as I do, I highly recommend this mod to anyone. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fun, fantastic. But Mirka, if you need to, please obviously go ahead and go get you some rest. I know it is late as hell as for you, so thank you so much. God, the music is so great in this too. Oh my god. Hero of Law, though. Let me paste the link again if y'all want to check it out. newerteam.com/HOL. There's the link down there in chat if you want to check it out. Yeah. You can hear the Ace Attorney-ness in that title music too, throughout a lot of the music in this game. It's fantastic, but it's so original, the music, in a fun way where it mixes both of them, sometimes a little bit different, takes motifs from some of the songs in Ocarina of Time. It just makes it so fun. Such a fun OST. But let me not delay much longer. Let's get over to the end screen. I'm gonna keep this music going though, because it is such a banger.